Tonight's episode is a Drink Like a Fish episode, and we are going to be drinking some Stella Rosa Platinum French Vanilla. It is amazing.
Oh, yes, it is.
And we need it.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes, we do.
We will tell you why. And we will see you soon.
Yes, so grab your favorite beverage and join us.
Alcohol preferred.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Tonight's episode of Drink Like a Fish is going to be brought to you by these wonderful glasses and alcohol that's in them.
Our Halloween glasses.
Halloween glasses. And
Which one is yours?
Mine is the Eat, Drink, and Be Scary.
And mine is You Call Me Wicked Like It's a Bad Thing.
Right. Anyway, we're going to be discussing a little bit. We're going to. We had a little thing happen today.
Just a little thing.
Little thing.
Yeah, just a tiny little inconvenience.
Tiny little inconvenience kind of threw a net or a wrench in our entire day.
Yes.
So we had to go rescue some fish, and we will tell you all about that.
And the fish behind you will tell you all about
fish
it too.
Yeah, the fish behind us. And we fixed the light, so hopefully you can see us.
Yeah.
Yay.
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 What about any lighting?
Hopefully it won't go out on us in the middle like it usually does. The other one is the one that goes out. But anyway, I need more alcohol.
Yes, you do. we need lots more alcohol after today.
Well, let's start by saying what happened was I got a message today from one of my friends saying that her son had moved away and that he had left some fish with her, and she was wondering if we knew anybody or if we would be willing to take them because she didn't know what to do with them, and she was taking care of her mother and her children, her other children, her grandkids. And she just didn't have time for these fish, and she was kind of concerned because she thought they were getting too big for the tank.
And she was right.
And she was right. So she sends me a picture, and the only thing you could really see were the two koi, kind of.
Yeah.
They still fit in the tank, but another 6 months they wouldn't have fit in the tank.
Yeah.
And then there were some other fish in the background we really couldn't see. They were
right.
Because it was a little bit dirty water.
Yeah, so what we were told was two koi, a bunch of comets, and
a couple of comets, yeah. Up to 8 fish is what she said she thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we had a surprise when we got there.
Yeah. So we, of course, we get everything prepared, which we did remember to get a little bit of video of that because, we usually forget.
Yeah, well, let's go through what we had to pack in order to do this.
Okay.
So in order for us to move big fish, we knew that we were dealing with koi and we didn't know how many comets. And so thank God that we actually brought the big bin.
We have a big tote.
We have a big...
Well, first, we didn't even film this. We had to test to make sure the tote didn't have any leaks.
Because we've had that happen before.
So we didn't want that happening in the car while we were driving with the fish in it.
Right, so we took the big tote, we filled it with
water. And then emptied it out of water.
Yes, then emptied it.
Then need more alcohol now.
Grabbed a couple buckets. We grabbed a pump with a long tube because we didn't know if we were going to be able to do it.
We didn't know exactly where she had lived. I knew she had moved.
Right.
Wasn't sure where she was living, so I wasn't sure if she was in an apartment or a house or if we were going to have to pump the water out.
I know, this one scares me. She's like, oh, I hope she's not on the second floor. I'm like, oh my God.
Like she used to be, yeah. Yeah.
But we also brought some Prime, which is an ammonia blocker.
Right.
And we brought our little bubblers, which are, you can get them at fishing stores or sports centers. They're just basically air bubblers. We use them for so many different things.
Yeah. But we also bought the pitcher so we could dump, and just in case we didn't know how everything was going to work, so we kind of prepared. We put nets. Two different size nets because we weren't sure.
Yeah, we brought our big blue net and then our big.
We'll have to show them what you had to do to the net later, but we'll show them later.
I will. It's right over there.
Yeah, I see it. That's what I thought of it. I would have forgotten it.
Yeah.
If I hadn't seen the net right there.
And we also had what you call moving blankets, which are heavy blankets that they used to pad furniture. We had that to put over the bin because we
did have a lid.
Yeah, we didn't have a lid.
Slackers, because we took the biggest bin and it doesn't have a lid.
Yeah, well, even if we did have a lid, we wouldn't have been able to put it on with the bubblers the way they were.
Right.
So,
So we drive over there. Luckily, it was relatively close. And we get in there, and it's a 55-gallon tank. And we proceed. Now, again, we're seeing the koi, we're seeing the comets, we knew there was a pleco.
Yeah, the water was pretty murky.
Water was pretty murky, so we couldn't really see how many of everything. So we started emptying the water out. Taking the buckets from the house, filling them with the pitcher, filling the buckets, taking the buckets one by one out to the car to dump them in the tote that we left in the car.
Yeah.
In the front of the house.
Yeah.
Because
that would have been a whole other show.
It was
brought to you by the hospital if we would have tried to carry the tote.
So we did that. I don't even know how many times. A lot, enough to drink alcohol.
Oh yeah, at least 10, maybe longer.
Yeah, and so we did that, and then we realized when we got low. That we got the water low.
Yeah.
We didn't get low. We got very excited because we did see that there were again, the two pleco, or the two koi. There was about five comets. There was the pleco, and then there were three catfish.
Yeah.
Not Cory catfish like we have.
Yeah, the bigger ones.
The bigger ones, which we're going to have a whole episode on those because we don't know much about them yet, but we're going to find out.
Yeah, we're going to be learning real quick. We're going to be doing a crash course on these.
Two different kinds. They had the regular kind with the stripe, and then they had the leopard print.
Yeah, it looked like a leopard.
So we're going to do some research on those. So that'll be another future episode that we'll talk to you about them because we're not sure yet.
Yeah. But now the tricky part is that there are two. I'm a little bit familiar with the species, and there are two that look similar. One only grows up to a foot. Another one can grow up to 6 feet. We're not sure which ones we have yet. So we're going to do research again. Yes.
Because if we keep one, if the really pretty one stays smaller, I'm going to put it in my 55, and I'll get some video of that.
That one Garrett looked up, and it's going to be about maybe a foot top, so you'll be able to keep it.
So we're excited. But worst case, we're going to, even if they grow, we're going to put them in the outdoor pond that we're going to be expanding.
Yeah.
And putting some koi in there.
Yeah, we're going to try to kill ourselves this spring, so we'll invite you guys to come along.
Out of alcohol already.
Oh no. Can't have that.
But yeah, I polished that first glass out.
Yeah, you did. This stuff is delicious.
It is absolutely amazing. If you get a chance, it's really good. That's good. Thank you. And but anyway, so we're going to be once we caught them, which was we got some footage of that. Go us, go me. I remembered. Well, we remembered.
Yeah, we actually remembered to film our whole rescue mission this time.
So you'll be seeing that, and then we one of the koi just literally swam into the net even though she wasn't trying to catch it. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, I was chasing a comet. This koi just like take me.
Yeah, and he did it when we came home too. He did the same thing. But so they look pretty healthy, honestly, for even though they were in a little murky water. They did really well. Yeah. They were well fed.
Let's talk about the drive home because that was hilarious.
Oh, it was horrible. We were driving home very slow because again we have this big, huge tote with probably about 50 gallons of water, 40 gallons.
About 40 gallons.
40 gallons of water in it. It's about 3/4 of the way full, with just a shipping blanket on top of it, with a bunch of fish and bubblers. And I'm trying to turn corners and drive and change lanes. And I'm trying to do this without spilling any water, tipping the fish over.
Yeah, because I've had that happen to me
because
before.
She has had that happen.
I've had it
she may be a little paranoid.
Yes.
So I was driving like a grandmother, which does not happen often.
Yeah, because basically what happened to me, and this was a couple of years ago, I was transporting 13 baby plecos over to the fish store. And we had them in an open container in the back with, loose lid, bubbler and all that bit. And my husband turned a corner and all of a sudden the whole thing just splooged over. Mm-hmm. So here we are immediately pulling over the side of the road. Fortunately, I had a case of water in the back. So we're like filling it up with that and trying to catch and count and make sure we have 13 plecos because that would have smelled awful otherwise.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
But yeah, that.
But so she was a little paranoid about it. I mean, it was a pretty heavy tote, but one fast turn or one serious break and it would have slid right up and we would have had a disaster. Or if hit the trunk door with it because you locked it. Yeah. But it was interesting. It was fun. But we got back, and then I took a little bit of the water out, and then her husband and I just moved the tote over closer to where the ponds were because we quarantined them.
Right. Now we had to
we have some footage of the fish.
Yeah, we did have to do this separately because where we were planning on quarantining them was in our outdoor patio pond, which has 2 adult common plecos in it. Yeah. Now they would probably bully the hell out of the smaller one. So
he's a little bit smaller, much smaller than ours.
Yeah, we knew that we had to quarantine that one.
Yeah, because plecos are again territorial, so you already have one. Can't just throw another one in there.
Right.
They will, if it's smaller, they will fight regardless.
Right, and and some of the comets were actually small too that could get into the sump area. Right. So we knew that we got that big hexagon tank that we had gotten last year before. We filled that up. We put the 3 catfish, the pleco, and a couple of the
smaller cories, the 3 smaller cories.
Oh,
sorry, comets. I don't know why I can say that.
You've been doing it all day.
All day. So it's not like I'm drunk. I've literally been doing it all day.
Yeah, she's been stone cold sober and calling comets cories all day. You had me do it once because
I kept doing it. Yes, but anyway, those sea names.
But
sea names are bad.
Yeah, but how we had to set up the tank real quick was because I always have 2 sponge filters that are each graded for 60 gallons or less in each one of my aquariums. It's really easy for me to grab one of those. That way it's already primed, it's already established. Right. Throw that into the tank.
Because again, it is very important not to put some fish into an unestablished tank. So we are lucky enough to have enough
and then just
sponge filters that we can trade them in and out.
Yeah, so I just traded out one of them, put a new one in one of the other aquariums, took one of the old ones out, stuck it into the holding cell. Put some established gravel at the bottom, and we put the catfish and the pleco and a couple of comets in there. They're not happy with this.
Yeah, because it's different. It's
a different environment.
Different. It's not quite as wide. It's more up and down. You know, it's big, but it's not. You know, they're not used to it. So now on the other hand, the koi and the bigger goldfish, they were pretty darn happy going into that big, huge tank with their buddies.
Oh yeah.
We haven't. You know, they were very happy.
They went from a 55 to a 400.
Right, so they're pretty happy.
They're like, we can swim.
But we did get some video of that as well. But anyway, so that kind of put a damper on our entire day.
Yes, it did.
We had plans. We had like literally, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, she's going to do this. We're going to, we're really going to be moving along with our yard.
We're actually working on the garden.
Right, we're actually going to be expanding the pond out there so that we can put some koi outside. We had a whole plan of things we were going to be doing today.
Yeah.
We did none of
Yeah, the red
them.
phone rang and the big koi bat symbol.
But in my defense, I didn't just say yes to my friend. I did ask. I did send a message to Shiva and ask, and then
Shiva didn't pay attention.
Shiva didn't pay attention to it for 3 hours, 4 hours.
No, I didn't. I
didn't see it. I know because she doesn't carry her phone like I do.
Yeah, I'm not a normal person. I don't live with my phone attached to me.
Matter of fact, it's on, and I think
everybody,
the sound is on.
almost everybody I know is like that.
Probably when we stop, I should probably turn the sound off and hope somebody doesn't text me.
I mean,
but
everybody I know is like that. It's like, oh, I have to be attached to my phone. I'm not. I will literally leave the house and forget that my phone's on my nightstand.
Yeah, I texted her this morning or this early afternoon and asked her, and I thought, okay, by the time she, she'll wake up, she'll check her phone, she'll let me know if we can have them because, it is more fish and we're pretty darn full in the koi pond right now. We're talking about ways to expand the one outside so that we can put some of the koi out there to kind of give the pond in here a break because there are so many fish.
Yeah. Not
that there's a problem with them. They're all great, very healthy.
It's not a filter thing. It's more of a size thing.
Size thing, right. So we're going to put some, but it doesn't matter. That's another episode. Sure. Well, of course, Shiva doesn't respond. So I'm like, okay, so I can't really let her know. So my day ends at 3:30. I go walking out. I say, hey, by the way, something else was happening we were taking care of outside.
We were towing the car.
Well, we were towing that was our other thing. We had to tow the car and move the car today. That's a whole other thing. Yeah. We might get to that later.
Oh, God.
But that was a whole...
In case you're wondering why we're drinking.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so we get the car towed, and then I said, by the way, Shiva, did you see my message?
What message?
Yeah, she's like, what message? About? I'm like, the one I sent you this morning while you were sleeping.
I hadn't checked my phone.
Most people wake up, pop on their phone, no, not Shiva. She comes outside and does things. Doesn't even look at the phone. It's probably still in your room. And
you're probably right.
And so anyway, a friend had contacted me, and like I said, she did the right thing. Her son had moved out of town. She was trying to take care of the fish, but she was also taking care of her ailing mother and her kids and her grandkids. So she just couldn't do it. It was too much, and the fish were getting bigger, and she knew they were getting too big. She sensed that, or she realized that they were getting too big.
It's pretty easy to tell with those.
Right. It was just So she remembered that we liked fish.
Yeah.
And she contacted me, and of course, so I said, well, let me talk to Shiva. So I get her, and she's like, hey, Shiva, and she's like, okay. So I show her a picture, and of course, Shiva's like, yes, let's go. So I think we've already talked about how we prepared for all that, but so that's kind of what happened. And again, my friend did the right thing. Worst case, if we couldn't have taken them, we were going to help her so that she could get them at least over to rehome to the fish store. That was our other. If we couldn't, we just didn't know because we didn't know what we were really going into. Other than we knew there were at least 2 koi.
Yeah, that's all we knew.
Yeah, so we were able to take them all, and that was interesting. And now let's talk about the car.
Yes.
We've got some stuff coming in for the garden, for the yard because again we're expanding the koi pond, doing some other things, and we've got some pallets of material coming in.
Like cinder blocks.
Cinder blocks and
pallets
stuff.
of cinder blocks.
Yeah, and we needed to have the space.
18 million pounds.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm sure you figured all that out because you're great with all that. But there's a truck that's kind of broken down right now in the driveway, and we needed to get it out of the way. So I asked Shiva's husband to help, and that's a whole nother episode. I'm sure
we didn't get any video of it because it was hilarious.
Yeah, because it wasn't really something that related to fish.
I drove the damn thing into a cactus plant.
Yeah, Yeah, I wasn't there in that.
Yeah, she wasn't.
I wasn't there for that part. Yeah, I came out after I got off work. In the 2:30 that I left them and the 3:30 that I got off work,
they recruited.
They had recruited her and crashed the car.
Yes. They told me all you have to do is sit in here and steer. Now I have an injury right now where the left side of my body is in serious pain all the time. It's an inflammation. So they're like, okay, the steering wheel's a little hard, but all you have to do is just kind of hold it in place.
It's already turned.
Yeah.
So I'm now when it hits something, they don't mention when it hits a bump.
So I'm holding the steering wheel, and then all of a sudden this jolt, and the steering wheel pulls out of my hand, and of course wrenches my side.
crashes the car into the cactus.
Crashes the
Into
car
the cactus. The huge.
The one we
huge.
hate.
The one we hate. This thing is like a 4-foot high, huge cactus.
It's taller than I am. It's 1.55.
Okay. Huge
Like 6,
cactus.
7 feet
She
tall.
crashes herself into it.
Yes.
So in order to get in and out of the car, you have to climb in and out the passenger seat because the cactus is over. So I get off work and they're like, "We need your help," and I'm like, "Okay, I'll come out and help them." I'm like, "I told you I'd be there at 3:30. I get out there, the car's crashed. Not bad. I mean, it's just a cactus. It didn't hurt it, but the truck is crashed. So we had to figure out how to get that. So we managed to do that. And then the fish thing came up because I didn't even mention the fish thing until we were done with the car. So we're already tired and dirty, and she's sore. I'm sore because I'm climbing under the truck to attach tow chains because for whatever reason the two men we had assisting couldn't get dirty. I'm not sure on that one. But anyway, so I climbed under the car because I'm an idiot. But anyway, so we were dirty and tired, and of course then she's like, "Let's go," and then we had to prepare.
Let's just do this.
So needless to say, we need more alcohol.
We are drinking.
Yeah, it's been a day, and we did nothing on our. Well, okay, the truck was on the list. The car was on the list.
Yeah, the truck was on the list, but the fish rescue was not on the list.
Yeah, so technically we did one thing on our list.
Yeah, we managed that.
We did manage that. That out of the other 6 things that we each had on our, I had at least 3 others on
Well,
mine.
I did do some measuring. I had to measure for.
Okay, so she did 2 on her list. I did 1.25 because I did put the houses in the Christmas village.
Oh yeah. You remember her cute little gnome village that I sabotaged last year?
Yeah.
Now she and my mother are doing a Christmas village, and I already put in my little contribution to it.
Yeah, she put in a Godzilla into my Christmas village.
I'm sorry, you present me with a
A
Christmas
Godzilla,
village.
a huge Godzilla,
Yeah, I mean,
towering over my houses.
That's the whole point. The village needed a kaiju.
Anyway, so
Yeah, I don't let cute shit get away right here.
we were rearranging the houses, and your mother had finished painting because her mother painted them all by hand. They're beautiful. We'll have to show you some video another time. We still have to put the lights back in them because we added some more and moved it around a little bit.
And I still need to make a Santa hat for Godzilla.
And a present. He has to carry a present.
And his arms are like
He has
this.
to
I'm going to have him carrying a huge present and just stomping through Christmas town.
My poor village. But anyway, so
That's what we did.
that was so I did 1.25 of my list, and you did 2 things on
I did
yours.
2 things on my list.
So we're getting there. Woo! That's just. But anyway,
Yeah.
Hopefully nothing else happens tomorrow.
Right. Now, I like the idea about us getting a sign to put on the back of the car.
That was something we discussed. Oh, by the way, like, subscribe, share, comment
Yes,
below if you have
comment
any
below.
comments on our stupidity, craziness, and if you like the Stella Rosa French vanilla, it's amazing.
Yes.
That's an important comment.
Yeah.
But anyway, so real quick, tell me about the sign that we decided we're going to get made.
When we were driving back and she had to go so slow and it was pissing off other drivers.
It was, because it's Thursday, they're in a hurry.
and it's
Well,
like, okay,
Thursday, Friday, I don't even know
Well,
what day to
today's
make
a
it is.
Thursday. But it was, there are all these cars
They're getting off
pissed
work, they're
around,
tired, they want to go home,
and
they're
we
in a hurry.
cannot move fast without
Right, I have to-
risking,
I have to
chucking
take
this
lanes
water.
slowly, I have to change lanes slowly, I have to accelerate and decelerate slowly so that I don't jostle the fish. They were not happy with me.
So considering the fact that this is not our first rescue mission and probably won't be our last, I think we're going to get a banner to put on the back of our car whenever we do a rescue or whenever we're transporting fish.
Right,
because we do transport to and from the fish store.
Right.
That just, has, sorry, we're making you wait, we're live fishing back, and then see us at,
And then YouTube,
Our Relaxing Hobby.
Yeah, we're going to make a sign.
Yeah.
Aren't we awesome?
We're going to have to get a banner.
We need a banner or a big old sign that we could slap on the side of the car or the back of the car.
Yeah, so.
So, hey, contribute, buy something, help us buy that.
Yeah.
Buy something from our store. I have my t-shirt.
I know, I just have my.
One of my 2.
I have
2, this is one of them.
I have my Don't Be a Salty Bitch one.
Too late.
Because that's me.
Too late.
Hey, at least it's fish related.
It is.
I always
a
make sure.
kind of
I
thing.
try to make sure. Like the last time I was wearing my killer whale one.
Right.
I
okay.
try to keep it fish themed, even if it's not.
But you need to buy some stuff from our shop so that we can get a banner made or one of those metallic or those magnet things that sits on the back of the car, so that we can drive safely and not endanger other people and they don't get so mad at me.
We're not endangering them, except for we're endangering us because I thought they were going to shoot us with how slow
we were going slow. Not slow necessarily, but when I would accelerate or decelerate, I had to go slow, which they don't like because they want to get right up to the stop sign. And
then turning because we couldn't do we had to do it very slowly and wide.
Which we did. We didn't even get the. I noticed that the top wasn't even damp, so there wasn't even splash water. So we did a great job.
Yeah.
But anyway, like,
at the
subscribe.
expense of the tolerance of all the drivers.
All the drivers. Who cares about that though? Like, subscribe, share.
If you have any questions,
comment. And like I said, we'll have another episode about the catfish. We find a little bit more about them.
Yep.
And we will.
Yeah, we need a little bit more experience than 3 hours with them.
Right,
So-
and we'll give you some more information on the rescued koi, because again the comments are going to blend in. We're not going to be able to tell which is which, but the koi will be able. They're very distinct. Well, one of them, the other one's white, and
yeah, but it still has the black.
The black, yeah, it has the
thing,
yeah.
So, yeah.
So as long as it stays unique, we'll be able to tell it apart. But we'll see how long. The white ones I don't hold hope for, but the other one is pretty distinctive, and we'll show you that, and we'll get some more footage, and we'll.
Well, I think Gareth was excited that it was another sanke,
Right.
which he likes.
Whatever that.
The
yeah.
sankes are like Hakai.
Yeah,
the calico.
They're calicos. It's really cute. They're really cute. They're really nice. You know, and the calico's interesting because he was the super crazy friendly one that kept going into
I
the
know,
net.
kept going into the net. I was like, why can't they all be like this? He would just right in the net.
She gets the cute little one that goes into the net. I have the one where I'm carrying the bucket out. I go to put it in the water. Very gently, I put it in the water and I tip it so they go and they swim into the tote, and I empty it out and I go to lift the bucket up and the comet swims back in, and there's nothing in the bucket except the comet. There's no water in the bucket.
Yeah.
The comet's like, hello, I'm just gonna flop here in the air, idiot comet. So I had to dump it back into the water, and I'm like, really? We got the stupidest comet in the world in this bucket.
Yeah.
I mean, in this tote now. I don't know which one it is because there were two of them that look kind of alike, but yeah, it was. She gets the smart koi, I get the dumb comet.
Yep.
Typical.
Typical.
Yeah. I can't remember a comet and a Cory, so we're good.
You know, hey, you did at least say comet this time.
I did say comet this time.
Yeah, she did say Cory all fucking day.
I'm almost
driving me crazy.
I'm almost done.
So
you're slacking.
I know. I don't chug it like you do. I savor and enjoy my. I'm more of the wine connoisseur than you are anyway, but you know.
This is like Kool-Aid. This is like amazing. This is like Kool-Aid.
It's like
this is a chugging Kool-Aid kind of thing. This is not a sipping wine.
It's not a chugging with this. It's pricey as it is. It's like $15 a bottle.
Delicious.
Or $16
Delicious.
a bottle. So yeah,
but if you have any comments, like, subscribe, share. We'd love to hear it. We'll try to get my friend who gave us the fish to comment below, and she's going to laugh at us.
Yeah.
But thank you again for the fish, and we will take good care of them.
Yeah, and thank you for understanding that they were getting too big and that the conditions were bad.
Correct.
I mean, there are so many people who would either just let them die or worse, dump them in a lake somewhere. But it is a really common problem with people, especially when it comes to koi, and that is they put, you get them when they're just little.
Yeah, they're this big.
And they look great in an aquarium when they're that big, but they very soon get to this big and then this big.
Right. Now these I think she said they were 5 years old.
5 years
so they
old.
weren't really that large compared to ours at 5.
Yeah.
Ours at 2.
Yeah.
Some of ours are
Looking
huge.
at you, Koshi.
Yeah, some of ours are absolutely huge, but these are more of the standard, like they're a little
they're short fins.
Short fins, but they're a little smaller than the ones we rescued the first time, which were also 5 years old.
Yeah.
So that,
that seems to be the magic number. Around 5 years
around
old.
5 years old is when people
like,
realize how big they're getting, and hers weren't actually as big as the ones we rescued the first time.
Yeah.
But again, they're small compared to the 5-year-olds we have. But she recognized that they were getting too big for the tank. She wasn't able to take care of it properly. As they grew, it was getting harder because, again, koi and comets and goldfish are what we call dirty fish.
Yes.
And it's just because they have a lot of waste product. And
they're messy
and
eaters.
so the filter probably wasn't strong enough to maintain this many fish in this smaller tank. But she did the right thing. She contacted somebody that could help, and that was us. Thankfully, we were able to help.
Right. Now, you might not be lucky enough to have people like us in your neighborhood.
Right.
But if you find mom and pop
Welcome to our neighborhood.
mom and pop pet stores, not chain pet stores, they won't
Right.
do this.
Right.
But just the ones that are individually owned and operated.
A lot of them, a lot of the fish stores, they will help.
Yeah.
We know there are a couple. Our local one definitely does. I don't know what the others. I haven't really ever asked them.
I know 2 that do that around here because I've traded with the 2 of them around here.
Okay.
But basically, if you end up with koi that are just way too big, don't dump them in a lake
or
something like that.
It takes over the ecosystem. I mean, there was somebody at the Central Park. They dumped like 12 or 15 koi, and now they're slowly taking over the lake. They try to get in there and catch as many of them as they can. But I noticed some way over in the second park, which is probably a good mile and a half through the waterways away, and they're already over there. So
yeah, and then I'm thinking about like what happened to Blue Springs, where people kept dumping
Right,
the common
the
plecos,
common
and now
plecos.
they're taking over and eroding.
they have
everything.
taken over. Once a year they do a comet pleco roundup to try to get rid of as many of them as they can because
Yeah, 'cause you're talking thousands.
Thousands they've taken over. And we're going to try this summer to get over there and get some video.
Yeah.
We can't do it now because the manatees are there.
Right.
But when it gets a little
they won't
warmer,
let us swim.
they won't let us swim with the manatees. So when it gets a little warmer, we're going to try to go over there and get some footage of that with our GoPros.
Yeah, but instead of don't get cute and think, oh, I'll just release them in the wild. Bad idea. Contact a mom and pop pet store, explain the situation, let them know that you have fish that have outgrown your tank and that you're trying to rehome. chances are if the
Or contact us. We'll try to help you with the local area if we can. We'll look it up for you if you don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, some places
I'm
do
empty,
have,
just so you know. I drink all my wine.
See, I savor mine.
Whatever.
But like around here, there's actually a koi rescue program in our county.
Okay.
So you might actually find people who actually do the rescues.
Like us.
Yeah,
somehow.
like us, because we're insane. But there are people who will.
Right.
They're probably the same people that they're hiring to try to get the ones out of Central Park.
Right. Right.
So
just
there are resources for if you have fish that are too big for your pond.
And just again, I mean, pay attention to what you're buying versus the size of your tank. I mean, again, we did that episode on no goldfish in the bowls.
Yeah.
It is a true statement. I mean, it was a 55, so it could have probably supported a couple of goldfish if it had to.
Yeah. Two or three,
two or three, but not 5, and definitely not 2 koi along with them.
Yeah.
For any length, for much longer. She was doing okay with it, but
well, there's that. And there's also the fact that we do not know for certain what those 2 catfish are. They could be the ones that get a foot long, or they could be the ones that get 6 foot long.
Yeah, we don't know exactly how old they are. I'm gonna have to we're gonna have to ask her some questions about all that if she knows, or get her son to answer.
Yeah.
Because again, he did move away, so. I don't know if it was a job or what happened, but he did have to move away, so it wasn't voluntary, and he just couldn't take the fish with him, because that was, I mean, we are crazy and would have tried to take the fish with us.
Yeah, well, we would.
But a lot of other people are not as psycho as us.
Right.
But yeah, we would have figured out a way to take them.
Oh, yeah.
But some people aren't as crazy as us, aren't as motivated as.
We'd be transporting them in super oxygenated water, and
stopping to check on them. Yeah, I know what we would have done, but we didn't have to. But we were able to help, and we're glad. And hopefully she'll comment, and we can laugh with her. But we did take care of them. Hopefully they stay healthy. We'll get you some more video after they've settled.
Yeah, right now they're in quarantine.
Right now they're in quarantine.
They'll be quarantined for the next 2 weeks.
So. Once they get into
that's also important too. If you get new fish, always quarantine.
Yeah, quarantine. Yeah, don't just throw them in with your fish because you don't know what's going on. So quarantine is important. Yeah. But again, if you have any comments, questions, like, subscribe, share below. We'd love to hear from you.
Yep.
And you cannot have our wine because we drank it all. Well, I did.
Well, I've got like 1 sip left.
But
in fact,
I'm empty. I have nothing. I need more. But you all have a wonderful evening.
I think we're breaking open another bottle for the next episode.
You haven't, right? You have a wonderful evening, and we will see you soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.